Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
How are you this
Good
morning?
morning, sir.
I'm fine.
Good, sir.
Okay, so this is the last meeting, yeah, before the final term. I don't think so that next week you will have examination. Yeah, so the time passes by quickly. So you don't. I'm not aware that next week you have examination. Yeah. So I have posted the question. Yeah. So you must hit the instruction. Yeah. So you can visit your Google Classroom and then on WhatsApp group. Okay. And you can, if you have done it, you can submit your submission before the time. So okay. Okay. This morning we are going to talk about the the process of performance management. Yeah. This is the continuance of the last meeting. Yeah. The last meeting about the basis of performance. Right. Yeah, this morning your friend will talk about the state of or the process of the performance management. Yeah. And for the student who haven't got the opportunity to present, so you must record your presentation YouTube, yeah, and you can post your link presentation on WhatsApp group, and you must also give the question to the audience, yeah. You must give so the presenter must write 3 questions to the audience, and the presenter also ask the audience to ask you, and the audience can write in the comment, yeah, in YouTube, yeah. So you can discuss in YouTube, asking and answer, yeah. Okay. So especially for the student who hasn't got the presentation, yeah, the student who have got the presentation is not necessary to record your presentation, yes. It is specific for the student who haven't got the presentation because of the presentation you have got examination. Okay. How many students haven't got the presentation? How many students?
4, sir.
4 students, yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
so there are 4 students. So you
Oh,
must
I'm sorry, 5, sir.
5. Okay,
Yes, 5.
okay. So you must the 4 student must record or video record the presentation, and or you must still ask the agent to 3 or 5 students to ask you, and you must also give 5 questions to the audience, and the audience must answer your question and ask your question in YouTube comments. You know that? Okay, and yeah, and I'm very sure all of you must be active in YouTube comment because you only write the answer. Yeah, you only write the answer, not speaking. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So before we start our discussion, as usual, so you must give the opening comment. So you must say your name, and what you know something about the process of performance management. Okay, please from Adelia Putiadiko.
So good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Hope you all in good condition right now. So today I will presentate with the material how people learn. Learn can define as a way of gain new knowledge or experience. By learning, you can get better talks, better ideas for develop things, better solution for solve the problem, and better understanding of something. And beside me, my friends Arsha also do presentation with the material, the process of performance management, and hopefully presentation will run well. Thank you.
Okay, and then Yoando.
Okay, good morning, sir, and good morning, everyone. Today I joined the class is want to see my friend presentation. That is Arsha and Adelia. And Arsha is about the topic, the process of performance management, and Adelia is how people to learn. That's all from me. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Arsawayuni. Hello, Arsawayuni.
I think Arsha is still in toilet, sir.
Oh yeah. Okay, please, Wayu Andika.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, I wanted to learn more about advancement resource. This time, about how people learn and process of performance management. What I know about what uh, what uh, what this today class is about is how we acknowledge knowledge and the process of performance management. What managers want the employee to do well. Thank you, sir.
Kevin Nathanael.
Okay, good morning, sir, and good morning, everyone. Today, actually, we have two presentations, namely Adelia and Aksha, which is the learn how to learn and the process of performance management, and what I know something about it. First, learning has been defined as the process of increasing one's capacities to take actions, or it should is the process by which a person acquires new knowledge, skills, and capabilities. And the performance management, we actually have discussed it uh, before in the basis of performance management chapters. What is performance management is an ongoing process of communications between supervisors and employees is to aim to monitor and maintain and improve employee performance. And I hope I get new insight about our discussions today. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Muhammad Raji Bagaswara.
Okay, sir. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, sir, and everyone. Today I joined this class because I want to hear my friend presentation about how people learn and the process of performance management, and I hope I can learn about that presentation. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Evani.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So today I attend the class because I want to learn about the performance management and then how people learning. So basically the performance management is a management process that is collaborative, communication based, and the process where employees and management work together to plan, monitor, and also review the employees' objective. And then it is for the long-term goals, and it is for the contribution in company. And then for the how people learn is like by learning, yeah, that you can get a better tools, better ideas for develop things, and better solutions for solve the problems. And so it is really important to know that to understand that how people learning is really important to us to get, because everyone have a different the way they learning. Okay, thank you, sir.
Ilasola.
Good morning, Sir Adi and everyone. My name is Wila. Today we will see two presentation from our friends about chapter 33, the process of performance management, and chapter 37, how people learn. So what I know about the process of performance management process is that there is several stages in performance management process, include the stage of setting goals, targeting goals, helping to support what is needed, evaluation, development, and rewarding. While for the chapter 37, what I know is that one of the most successful concepts in human resource management, other than development, is learning. So by learning, there is so many things that very useful for us. It is very important because it enables the employee to learn the knowledge and skill they need to excel in the position. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, good. Dewi Widarni.
Okay, good morning, sir, and everyone. Today we learn about the how people learn and the process of performance. What I know about it is a process to improve the quality of work, skills, and also to increase knowledge. Thank you, sir.
Okay, right. Refilia.
Hello, good morning, sir, and good morning, everyone. So today we are going to hear the presentation for chapter 33, which is about the process of performance management, and chapter 37, which is how we learn. So the process of performance management. So performance management is something that is very important for us to learn, especially for us who are going to become HR in the future, because performance management is how we see the employees to do their best for to bring up how they can do for the for the company. And now in here, we are learning the process on how they do that. And then for chapter 57, which is how people learn, is learning is something that we cannot apart from life. So learning is always happen that, and now we are going to see how is people learn and we can help to learn better more. Thank you, sir.
Vinny?
Okay, good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. And on the last class today, we are going to have two presenters. And the first is about the performance management process. It is a collaborative communication-based process where employee and management work together to plan, monitor, and review the employees' objectives, the long-term goals, and also job trajectory and comprehensive contribution to the company. And then the second presenter is Adelia. The topic is about how we people learn. We as humans learn every day, even by the small thing. Here today, we will together see how can we learn in terms of HRM. That's all for my opening comments, sir. Thank you.
Nita Disapitri? Nita Disapitri?
Okay, good morning. Okay, good morning, sir, and good morning, my friends. So today we'll learn chapter 33 and 37, which is about the process of performance management and strategic human and how people learning and Adelia. So in my opinion, about the process of performance management is that is very important because manager can use performance management tools to adjust workflow, recommend courses of action, and make other decisions that will help employees achieve their objective. And about chapter 37, so how people learn, I think this is a step by step for someone or an employee to understand how they can understand and complete the job that include how they implement their ability, knowledge, skill. So this is a very important. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Putri Hermania?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, sir and everyone. So in this morning, we have two presentation from Arsha and Adelia. The topic is about the process of performance management and how people learned. And I think the both is related one another of improving and learning to improve the skill. Thank you.
Okay, Asawayuni?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Sir Adi and all of my friends. So today we have two presenters. That's me that will be deliver about the process of performance management, and Adelia that will be present about how people learn. And what I know about today's topic is for the performance management, it is the process within an organization or company to manage employee performance effectively in achieving organizational goals. While for the learn is an activity to create or add insight or skill based study or experience. That's all. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Tata? Tata in?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir, and everyone. The reason I joined this class today because I want to see my friend presentation, Arsha and Yaya, about chapter 33, the process of performance management, and 37, how people learn. What I know about the process performance management is the performance management process is collaborative communication-based process where employees and management work together to plan, monitor and review the employees' objectives, long-term goals, job trajectory, and comprehensive contribution to the company. That's all from me, sir. Good luck for Yaya and Arsa. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Who is the first to present today? Asa or Adelia?
Asa, sir.
Okay. To make you dot.
Sir, Tasha cannot to opening.
So we'll present. So okay. Natasha.
Can you guys see my slide?
Yes, yes. Yes, I can
Yes.
see.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Arsa Wahyuni, and today I'm going to present Advanced HRM about Chapter 33, that is the process of performance management. Okay, first, performance management as a process. Performance management should be regarded as a flexible process, not as a system. The use of the term system implies a rigid, standardized, and bureaucratic approach that is inconsistent with the concept of performance management and evolutionary. Audit coherent process that is applied by managers working with their teams in accordance with the circumstance in which they operate. As such, it involves managers and those whom they manage acting as partners, but within a framework that set out how they can best work together. As performance management as a cycle. So here in the above, there is performance and development agreement as a planning, and the right side, acting as managing performance throughout the year, and the left side, reviewing as assessing progress and achievement so that action plans can be prepared and agreed. And in many schemes, performance can be rated. The third one, performance agreement. Performance agreement form the basis for development, assessment, and feedback in the performance management process. They define expectations in the form of a role profile that sets out role requirement in terms of key result areas and the competencies required for effective performance. The role profile provides the basis for agreeing objective and methods of measuring performance and assessing the level of competency reached. The performance agreement incorporates any performance improvement plans that may be necessary and a personal development plan. It describes what individuals are expected to do, but also indicates what support they will receive from their manager. Performance agreement emerged from the analysis of role requirement and the performance review. An assessment of past performance led to an analysis of future requirement. The two processes can take place at the same time. Next, defining role requirements. The foundation for performance management is a role profile that defines the role in terms of the key result expected, what role holders need to know and be able to do, and how they are expected to behave in terms of behavioral competencies and upholding the organization's core values. Role profile need to be updated every time a formal performance agreement is developed. And next, objective. Objective describes something that has to be accomplished. Objective setting that result in agreement on what the role holder has to achieve is an important part of the performance management process of defining and managing expectations and form the point of reference for performance reviews. Next, there are 4 types of objective. The first one is ongoing role or work objective. All roles have built-in objective that may be expressed as key result area in a role profile. The second one, targets. This define the quantifiable result to be attained as measured in such terms as output, throughput, income, sales, levels of service delivery, cost reduction, reduction of reject rate. The third one is task or project. Objective can be set for the completion of task or project by a specific date or to achieve an interim result. And the last one, behavior. Behavioral expectations are often set out generally in competency framework, but they may also be defined individually under the framework headings. Competency framework may deal with areas of behavior associated with core values, for example, teamwork, but they often convert the aspiration contained in value statement into more specific example of desirable and undesirable behavior, which can help in planning and reviewing performance. And this is criteria for objective. Many organizations use the SMART mnemonic to summarize the criteria for objective, like S, to specific or stretching, that is clear and unambiguous, straightforward, understandable, and challenging. M to measurable, it's quantity, quality, and time and money. A to achievable, it's challenging but within the reach of a competent and committed person. R to relevant, relevant to the objective of the organization so that the goal of the individual is aligned to corporate goals. And T to time frame, it is to be completed within an agreed time scale. Next, measuring performance in achieving objective. Measurement is an important concept in performance management. It is the basis for providing and generating feedback. It identifies where things are going well to provide the foundation for building further success. And it indicates where things are not going so well so that corrective action can be taken. And next, there is performance planning. The performance planning part of the performance management sequence involves agreement between the manager and the individual on what the latter needs to do to achieve objective, raise standard, improve performance, and develop the required competencies. It also establishes priorities, that is the key aspect of the job to which attention has to be given. The aim is to ensure that the meaning of the objective, performance standard, and competencies as they apply to everyday work is understood. They are the basis for converting aims into action. Agreement is also reached at this stage on how performance will be measured and the evidence that will be used to establish level of competence. It is important that these measures and evidence requirements should be identified and fully agreed now, because they will be used by individuals as well as managers to monitor and demonstrate achievement. And next, personal development planning. A personal development plan provides a learning action plan for which individuals are responsible with the support of their managers and the organization. The development plan records the action agreed to improve performance and to develop knowledge, skills, and capabilities. It is likely to focus on development in the current job, that is to improve the ability to perform it well, and also importantly, to enable individuals to take on wider responsibilities, extending their capacity to undertake a broader role. This plan therefore contributes to the achievement of a policy of continuous development that is predicated on the belief that everyone is capable of learning more and doing better in their jobs. But the plan will also contribute to enhancing the potential of individuals to carry out higher level jobs. Next is managing performance toward the year. Perhaps one of the most important concepts of performance management is that it is a continuous process that reflects normal good management practice of setting direction, monitoring and measuring performance, and taking action accordingly. Performance management should not be imposed on managers as something special they have to do. It should instead be treated as a natural function that all good managers carry out. To ensure that a performance management culture is built and maintained, performance management has to have the active support and encouragement of top management, who must make it clear that it is regarded as a vital means of achieving sustained organizational success. They must emphasize that performance management is what managers are expected to do, and that their performance as manager will be measured by reference to the extent to which they do it conscientiously and well. A formal, often annual, review is still an important part of a performance management framework, but it is not the most important part. Next, reviewing performance. Although performance management is a continuous process, it is still necessary to have a formal review once or twice yearly. This provides a focal point for the consideration of key performance and development issues. This performance review meeting is the means through which the 5 primary performance management elements of agreement, like measurement, feedback, positive reinforcement, and dialogue, can be put to good use. The review should be rooted in the reality of the employee's performance. It is concrete, not abstract, and it allows managers and individuals to take a positive look together at how performance can become better in the future and how any problems in meeting performance standard and achieving objective can be resolved. Individuals should be encouraged to assess their own performance and become active against for change in improving the result. Managers should be encouraged to adopt their proper enabling role, like coaching and providing support and guidance. And next, there are 12 golden rules for conducting performance review meetings. First, be prepared. Managers should prepare by referring to a list of agreed objectives and their notes on performance throughout the year. They should form views about the reason for success or failure and decide where to give praise, which performance problem should be maintained, and what step might be undertaken to overcome them. The second one, work to a clear structure. The meeting should be planned to cover all the points identified during preparation. And the third one, create the right environment. A successful meeting depends on creating an informal environment in which a full, frank but friendly exchange of view can take place. It is best to start with a fairly general discussion before getting into any detail. And the fourth one, provide good feedback. Feedback should be based on factual evidence. It refers to results, even critical incidents, and significant behaviors that have affected performance in specific ways. The feedback should be presented in a manner that enables individuals to recognize and accept its factual nature. And 5, use time productively. The reviewer should test understanding, obtain information, and seek proposals and support. Time should be allowed for the individual to express his or her views fully and to respond to any comment made by the manager. 6, use praise. If possible, managers should begin with praise for some specific achievement. Praise helps people to relax because everyone needs encouragement and appreciation. 7, let individuals do most of the talking. This enables them to get things off their chest and help them to feel that they are getting a fair hearing. 8, invite self-assessment. This is to see how things look from the individual's point of view and to provide a basis for discussion. 9, discuss performance, not personality. Discussion on performance should be based on factual evidence, not opinion. Always refer to actual event or behavior and to result compared with a agreed performance measure. 10, encourage analysis of performance. Don't just hand out praise or blame. Analyze gently and objectively why things went well or badly and what can be done to maintain a high standard or to avoid problems in the future. 11, don't deliver unexpected criticism. The discussion should only be concerned with event or behavior that have been noted at the time they took place. Feedback on performance should be immediate. It should not wait until the end of the year. And the last one, agree measurable objective and a plan of action. The aim should be to end the review meeting on a positive note. Next is rating performance. Most performance management schemes include some form of rating. This indicates the quality of performance or competence achieved or displayed by an employee by selecting the level on a scale that most closely correspond with the view of the assessor on how well the individual has been doing. A rating scale is supposed to assist in making judgment, and it enables those judgments to be categorized to inform performance or contribution-based decisions, or simply to produce an instant summary for the record of how well or not so well someone is doing. And this is the method to improve consistency. First, there is training. Training can take place in the form of consistency workshop for managers who discuss how ratings can be justified objectively and test rating decision on simulated performance review data. Second one, peer reviews. Groups of managers meet to review the pattern of each other's rating and challenge unusual decisions or distributions. This process of moderation or calibration is time-consuming, but is possibly the best way to achieve a reasonable degree of consistency, especially when the group members share some knowledge of the performance of each other's staff as internal customers. And the last one, monitoring. The distribution of ratings is monitored by a central department, usually HR, which challenges any unusual patterns and identify and questions what appear to be unwarrantable differences between departments' ratings. Next, dealing with underperformers. The improvement of performance is a fundamental part of the continuous process of performance management. The aim should be the positive one of maximizing high performance, although this involves taking steps to deal with underperformance. Therefore, a positive process that is based on feedback throughout the year and looks forward to what can be done by individuals to overcome performance problems, and importantly, how managers can provide support and help. And the last point is introducing performance management. The program for introducing performance management should take into account the fact that one of the main reasons why it fails is that line managers are not interested or they don't have the skill or both. It is important to get buy-in from top management so that their leadership can encourage line managers to play their part. To ensure buy-in, the process has to be simple and managers have to be convinced that the time they spend will pay off in terms of improved performance. The demanding skills of concluding performance agreement, setting objective, assessing performance, giving feedback, and coaching need to be developed by formal training supplemented by coaching and the use of mentors. So that's all from my presentation. And here there are 3 questions for you guys. Anyone want to answer? You can choose the questions randomly. Just open your mic if you want to answer the question.
Hello, Arsha.
Yeah, hello, Revi.
Okay, so I wanted to try to answer number 1, please.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so please mention the performance measure that used by respondents in order of importance. The first one is in the CIPD Performance Management Survey in 2003, Armstrong and Barron 2004. The performance measure that used by respondent in order of importance is, the first one is achievement of objective, competence, quality, contribution to team, customer care, working relationship, productivity, flexibility, skills or learning targets, aligning personal objective with organizational goals, business awareness, and financial awareness.
Okay, Revi, good answer. Thank you.
You.
Anyone want to answer number 2 and 3?
Hello, Arsha. May I try to answer number 2?
Yes, please, Vila.
So the question is, what are the roles of performance management for the organization? So the role of performance management in organizations are to look ahead to what people need to do to achieve work goals, to face a new challenges, to better utilize their knowledge, skills, and abilities to develop their abilities by building a self-managed learning agendas, and to reach agreement on any areas where performance needs to be improved and how those improvements should be made. That's my answer.
Okay, exactly, Vila. Thank you. And the last one?
Hello, Arsha.
Hello, Andrea.
May I ask the number 3?
Yes, please.
Okay, the answer is the basic step. The first is identify and agree on the problem. Second is determine the reason for the shortfall. Third is decide and agree on the necessary actions. Fourth is action research, such as providing coaching or mentoring. And the last is monitor and provide feedback. That's my answers. That's right.
Yeah, that's right, Andrea. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Arsha.
So because all the questions have been answered by our friends, now we move to the next section. it's Q&A. And I only received 2 questions. Anyone want to ask?
Hello, Arsha.
Yeah. Hello.
My name is Dewi, and I want to ask, what are the characteristics of good performance management? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dewi. Anyone?
Hello, Arsha.
Hello?
May I ask?
Yes, please.
Okay, what are the obstacles faced by an organization or company in implementing performance management? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Last question.
Hello, Arsha.
Hello, Putri.
Okay, I want to ask, so how to develop performance management to be more effective and better? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I already received 3 questions, and while I prepare the question, I will show you a video about process of performance management. Please wait a minute, guys.
To clearly define its purpose and reasons for existing, where it wants to be in the future, the goals it wants to achieve, and the strategies it will use to attain these goals. Once the goals for the entire organization have been established, similar goals cascade downward, with units setting objectives and employee goals supporting the organization's overall mission and objectives. If there's a lack of clarity regarding where the organization wants to go, there'll be a lack of clarity regarding what each employee needs to do and achieve to help the organization get there. The second important prerequisite before performance management systems are implemented is to understand the job in question. Given changes in the nature of work and organizations, jobs are anything but static. Because people are asked to work on new projects, participate in different teams, and use new apps and technologies on an ongoing basis, jobs also change on an ongoing basis. Understanding employees' tasks and responsibilities is done through work analysis, better known as job analysis, which is a process of determining the key components of a particular job to understand what an employee is supposed to do on the job and how to evaluate their performance. As a result of a work analysis, we need to understand the tasks to be carried out and the knowledge, skills, and abilities, known as KSAs, required for a particular job. Knowledge includes having the information needed to perform the work. Skills refer to the required attributes that are usually acquired by having done the work in the past. And ability refers to having the physical, emotional, intellectual, and psychological aptitude to perform the work. The tasks and KSAs needed for various jobs are typically presented in the form of a job description, which summarizes the job duties, required KSAs, and working conditions for a particular position. Work analysis can be conducted using observation, off-the-shelf questionnaires, or interviewing the incumbent or supervisor of the position. The information obtained from the work analysis is used for writing a job description. If we have good information regarding a job, then it's easier to establish criteria for job success. Once you understand strategic goals and the position, the supervisor and the employee can formally meet to discuss and agree upon what needs to be done and how. The performance planning discussion includes a consideration of both results and behaviors as well as a development plan. Results refer to what needs to be done or the outcomes an employee must produce. A consideration of results needs to include the key accountabilities or broad areas for a job and what the employee is responsible
So guys, thank you for waiting. And now I will answer 3 questions for our friends. The first question from Devi. Devi asks, what are the characteristics of good performance management? So the characteristic of good performance management are the performance management system has clear objective and measurable success criteria, where the system has a standard to assess whether this performance is good or not, whether this performance appraisal is successful or not. The system focuses on role clarity and performance improvement. So an effective performance management system focuses on the result or performance created by employees. Employees are involved in the design and implementation of the system, so all employees are active in contributing. Is that clear, Devi?
Yes, Arsha, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, the second question from Wahyu. The question is, what are the obstacles faced by organization in implementing performance management? So, this obstacle can occur from the side of the superior or subordinate. From the superior side, for example, they don't know the detail of the work, so they don't understand what aspect must be considered when conducting an assessment using predetermined criteria. So this will affect the ability to provide feedback to subordinate regarding improvement. While from the subordinate side, there is fear or anxiety due to the unclear criteria and standard of assessment, so that the good or bad of their performance become very subjective. Here, subjective means, for example, the like or dislike of superiors towards subordinates is influenced by the performance of subordinates, which determine many important things for employees such as promotion, salaries, or getting bonuses. Is that clear, Wahyu?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And the last question from Putri. Putri asks how to develop performance management so it can be effective. So according to Rutman 32, 2003, the ways to develop performance management are: first, get the objective clear. An organization should have clear objective for its performance planning and review system. This can include what performance is expected and achieved, and how employees carry out their job responsibilities and relate to others in the workplace. And second one, set the right style. The organization must establish an appropriate style for its performance management system. If the organization has a hierarchical style and employees are not used to being asked for ideas and opinions, they are more likely to be less likely to offer performance-related advice. And the last one, encourage participation. Managers and employees must discuss, agree on plans, and review their performance. But many people find this quite difficult. People can feel awkward when asked to talk about themselves, especially if the discussion is about traits like leadership. So the role of manager is needed to continue to provide motivation and encouragement to employees to contribute to performance discussion. Is that clear, Putri?
It's totally clear. Thank you, Arsha.
Okay, thank you. So guys, this is the ending of my presentation. I'm sorry for the mistake given and thank you for your attention.
Okay, so we have watched as a presenting the topic, and we continue to the next presenter. Yeah. So I think performance been discussed a lot this meeting, and it's a continuation of the last meeting. So, yeah, so there must be the state of the performance management. Performance management. Okay, so using SMART, yeah, SMART as specific, yeah, measurable, and then what to add, acceptable. Okay, who is next?
Adelia, sir.
And so I will make you the host.
All right.
Okay, so this topic is related to the performance, yeah. So when you want to get the best performance, you must learn that how to get the best performance. Okay, please, Adelia, this your country.
Is my screen already seen, sir? All right, so good morning, everyone. My name is Adelia. Today I will present about how people learn. So the aim of this chapter are to 1, define the concept of learning, 2, describe the process of learning, 3, describe how individuals learn, and 4, set out the condition for effective learning. Wait a minute, sir. All right, so the definition of learning. So learning can define as the process of increasing one capacity to take action. This is by Kim in 1993. And also learning can define is the process by which a person acquires new knowledge, skills, and capabilities, whereas training is one of several responses an organization can take to promote learning, by Reynolds et al. In 2002. The learning process. Honey in 1998 have declared that learning is a complex and various, covering all sorts of things such as knowledge, skill, insights, belief, values, attitude, and habits. Individuals learn for themselves and learn from other people. They learn as a member of team and by interaction with their managers, CEO workers, and people outside of the organization. People learn by doing and by instruction. The effectiveness of learning will be strongly influenced by context in which it takes place, and this includes the value of the organization. Learning theory. So there are 4 learning theory. The one is reinforcement theory. It expresses the belief that change in behavior take place as the result of an individual responses to event or stimuli and the ensuing the consequences, reward or punishment. In 1997, in 1977, later developed his stimulus response theory, which related the learning process to a number of factors, including reinforcement, namely drive. There must be a basic need or drive to learn. Stimulus, people must be stimulated by the learning process. Response, people must be helped by the learning process to develop appropriate responses. In other words, the knowledge, skill, and attitudes that will lead to effective performance. And the last one is reinforcement. These responses need to be reinforced by feedback and experience until they are learned. Cognitive learning theory. Cognitive learning involves gaining knowledge and understanding by absorbing information in the form of simple concept and facts, and then internalizing it. Learners can be regarded as powerful information processing machine. Experiential learning. Experiential learning takes place when people learn from their experience by reflecting on it so that it can be understood and applied. Learning is therefore a personal construction of meaning through experience. Constructivist such as Roger believed that experiential learning will be enhanced through creating an environment in which people can be stimulated to act in way that help them to make a good use of their experience. Social learning theory. Social learning theory states that effective learning requires social interaction. Wager in 1998 suggests that we all participate in communities of practice. It groups of people with shared expertise who work together, and that these are our primary source of learning. Learning style. So called a learning style inventory consisting of 4 stages as shown in this figure. She defined these stages as follow. Concrete experience. This can be planned or accidental. Reflective observation. This involves actively thinking about experience and its significance. Abstract conceptualization or theorizing, generalizing from experience in order to develop various concepts and ideas which can be applied when similar situations are encountered. So, and the last one is active experimentation, testing the concept or ideas in new situation. This gives rise to a new concrete experience, and the cycle begins again. The Honey and Mumford learning style. 1. Activities involved without bias in new experience and in new challenge. 2. Reflectors, new experience from different angles. They collect data, reflect, and make the conclusion of it. 3 is theories, and they adapt and apply their observation in the form of logical theories. And the last one is pragmatists, try out new ideas and then approach it and concept to see if it works. Learning to learn. So this is the aim as described by Hani, are to provide a basis of organizing and planning learning. 2. Pinpoint precisely what has been learned and what to do better or differently as consequences. 3. Share what has been learned with other people so that they benefit. And the last one is improve the learning process itself so that how people learn, not just what people learn, is given constant attention. So this is the learning curve. The concept of learning curve refers to time it takes an experienced person to reach required level of performance in the job or some tasks. This is sometimes called the Experienced Worker Standard, or you can say EWS. The standard learning curve is shown in the figure 37.2, but the rates of learning is a vary depending of the effectiveness of the learning process, the experience and natural aptitude of learner, and the later interest in learning. And also both the time taken to reach experienced worker standard and the variable speed in with which learning take place at different times affect the shape of curve as shown in figure 37.3. And then learning is often stepped in what or more with while further progress is halted. This may be because a learner cannot continually increase their skill or speed of works and need to pause to consolidate what they have to already learn. The existence of steps such as those shown in figure 37.4 can be used when planning skill training to provide deliberate reinforcement period while newly acquired skill are practiced in order to achieve the expected standard. Uh, the motivation to learn. The motivation to learn can be defined as those factors that energize the and direct behavioral patterns organized around learning goals. As, as Reynolds et al. In 2002 comment, the disposition and commitment of the learner, their motivation to learn is one of the most critical factors affecting learning and training effectiveness. So there are two theory about motivation to learn. There are expectancy theory. Goal-directed behavior is driven by the expectation of achieving something the individual regards of desirable. And the last one is goal theory. Motivation is higher when individual aim to achieve specific goals when these goals are accepted and although difficult are achievable and when there is a feedback or performance. So learning goals may be set for individual or individual might set their own goals or self-directing learning. Okay, so is there any question for my presentation?
Hello, Adelia, Yaya.
Hello, Tiffany.
I have a question for you. My question is, in your opinion, what is the best way to motivate yourself to learn? Thank you.
All right, Tiffany, thank you for the question. Anyone want to ask again?
Hello, yeah.
Hello, Arsha.
I want to ask, as you mentioned before, for motivating to learn, the individual needs set their own goals, like self-directed learning. Can you explain more about self-directed learning? Thank you.
All right, Arsha, thank you for the question. So while I preparing the answer for the question given, I will show you a video about learning.
let's talk about learning for a minute. Do you know how learning happens? When most people think about learning, they usually think about schools, colleges, or teachers. But in reality, learning has a much broader connotation. For instance, if I were to ask you, what was your most recent learning? You'd probably give an example of a recent life experience that has little or nothing to do with a school, college, or teacher. So how was it that we learned about the very things we associate learning with? Well, let's think of something as simple as you misplacing your phone. If we were to look a little deeper into what really happened in that process, it would look something like this. You came home from work and you realized you didn't have your phone with you. You then thought about the last time you used your phone, which was in the cab that dropped you home. You then deduce that you've left your phone in the cab. So, from this experience, you'll be careful to check the cab seat for belongings before you step out in the future. So is that learning? What if I were to say, no, not quite? To understand how learning really happens, we have to not only think about the experiences associated with it, but also the impact those experiences cause. Let's say, several months from your lost phone incident, you've acquired a travel buddy. You and your friend travel to and from work every day. He notices you step out of the cab and take a look inside to ensure you haven't forgotten anything. He does the same thing. Soon enough, he finds himself doing this even when you're not around. For your travel buddy, the idea of looking inside the cab didn't happen from his own experience. It happened through a meme, an idea or behavior that spreads from person to person within a culture. But you know what happens? And I think it's because we see it explicitly. We often confuse learning with its trigger. Teaching merely preemptively imparts knowledge. On the other hand, an experience leads to a realization that changes behavior and habit, causing individual learning. We at MemCorp are concerned with building learning cultures for our clients, and we do that by creating rich and
All right, so that's my videos, and thank you for waiting. First, I will, I will answer the question from Tiffany. In your opinion, what's the best way to motivate yourself to learn? All right, so the answer is people need to be motivated to learn effectively and efficiently, right? So they need to set their own expectation, goals, or and understand the benefit for them if they try to achieve it. And when they find that have been fulfilled, their belief that learning is worthwhile will be reinforced. That is my answer. Are you satisfied with the answer, Tiffany?
Yes, thank you, Aya, for answering the question.
Thank you, Tiffany. And second question from Arsha. As you mentioned before, for motivation to learn, the individual needs to set their own goals or self-directing learning. Can you explain more about self-directing learning? So self-directing, or you can say self-managed learning, involve encouraging individual to take responsibility for their own learning needs, either to improve performance in their present job or to develop their potential and satisfy their career aspiration. Learners have to be encouraged to define with whatever help they may require and what they need to know to perform their job effectively. So that is my answer. Are you satisfied with the answer, Arsha?
Yes, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the question. So this is my question for the audience, and anyone to try to answer it. You can choose randomly.
Hello, Yaya.
Hello.
Can I answer number 2?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so mention the type of learning theory that have been described previously. So my answer is first, reinforcement, and then cognitive learning, and then experiential learning and social learning.
Yes, that was a good answer. Thank you, Tasha, right?
Yes, Tasha, thank you, Yaya.
For the answering. Anyone else?
Hello, Yaya.
Hello, Nita.
So I want to answer the question number 1. Okay, so in your opinion, what is the meaning of learning? So learning is a process of or way that leads to gain more knowledge, skills, values, attitudes, and preference, which it is happen through your own experience. That is my answer.
Okay, Nita, thank you for answering. That was a very good answer. All right, and the last one for number 3. Anyone to answer?
Can I answer the question number 3?
Yes, you may, Irfan.
Yeah.
Yes, Irfan, you
Okay,
may.
so my name is Irfani. So I want to answer the questions number 3 is mention the process of learning to learn as described as by Hani. So I should know there's like 4 point that describing by Hani for the process of learning. First is to provide a basis for organizing and planning learning. Second is pinpoint precisely what has been learned and what to do it better or differently as a consequence. And then third is share what has been learned with other people so that they can get the benefit. And the fourth is the improve the learning process itself, and so that how people learn, not just what people learn, is given constant attentions like that.
All right, Irfani, that was a very good answer. Thank you for the answer. All right, so thank you everyone for paying attention. Sorry, I truly apologize if there's some mistaken from my presentation. Have a great day, everyone. Hello, sir. I already finished my presentation.
Okay, sorry. I don't I don't turn on my microphone. So everyone cannot learn yet. Okay. So we have got two presenters. We are talking about the first is performance and the second is learning. Yeah. Okay. So performance and learning are interrelated, right? Are interrelated. So performance is the output produced by someone. Yeah, if you have produce best output, it means that you have the best performance, right? And how to get best performance, so you must learn, right? You must learn how to get best performance and learning. Yeah, learning is the process of change. Yes, so you can check. Yes, you can change by learning, right? From something you don't know, and now by learning you can know something, right? It's learning process. So I think you have known the performance management cycle. Yeah. So the first you must set up the expectations, right? So in your life, in your study, at work, when you get work, so you must set up your expectation. It can be your drive, so right? Expectation can be your drive to study, to learn, yeah, to do better, so right? To try your best, yeah. And then you must monitor, yeah, or you must monitor your expectations, or you can coach your and yeah, and then you must develop, yeah. How do you develop? By learning, correct? Learning is one of the ways to develop yourself, correct? By learning, you can increase your knowledge, you can increase your skill, correct? You can increase your ability, yeah. So you can know better than before. Just by learning, so develop, yeah. And then after developing yourself, you must rate, yeah. You must rate yourself and reward. Yeah, this is the management process, the management performance cycles, yeah. So there's relation between performance and learning. Yeah. In your study, in economics also you must set up your goal so you can study well. Why are you motivated to study? Because there's something you want to get, yeah. Yeah. Something you want to get is the expectations, right? So you are diligent to study, yeah. If you know something have to get, I think so. I'm very sure you will be lazy to learn, so right? Everyone, but sometimes we have bad mood to start to learn, so right? And sometimes we have good mood to learn, so right? It depends on the situation you suffer from. Okay, understand? So in this case, you must, yeah, the main point is that you must set up your expectation, yeah, to make you, yeah, have good motivation, so that, so the first drive, you must have good drive, yeah. But the most thing is you must have motivation from within, yeah, not from external situation, but from within, yeah. Okay, this is the last meeting because next week you must have the simulation, and then I have posted the question, yeah, and then you must read the instruction, right? Yeah. So I don't know how many meetings have we had today until today. How many meetings? Have you counted the question meeting?
I think 5, sir.
No. I think from the beginning to now.
Before midterm?
Yes, from the first of the now.
12?
Until now. Yeah, from the first until now.
I think 12.
12, yeah. Okay, so yeah, never mind, 12, yeah. So when you attended the lectures, it meant that you get 100%, right? Okay. So I hope that you can do the final term test well, yeah. So you can have good the best grade at fund when, yeah. And then maybe the next semester. So in human resource management department, you still meet me once. Okay, maybe next semester I also look at the performance management, and after that I will not meet you again. Yeah, so I did human resource management, advanced human resource management, and performance management. Yeah, if the economic faculty still assign me to teach you, so that. Yeah, but for the OB is the last meeting, so that. OB. So after OB finish, so I don't meet the student of marketing and the student of finance, right? But I still meet you in the subject for performance management. Yeah. In the sixth semester, in the fifth or the sixth semester, in the sixth semester, yeah. Okay. Any question? Any question? So if not, please. If not, so please you give the closing comments. Say say your name and what's your hope for this subject. Okay. You must tell you must say what your hope for this subject. Okay, please from Adelia Putelito, please.
All right, so today's our last class, and then what I get from this class today is for me personally, the best way for learning is through experience because it will be enhanced through creating environment which people can be stimulated to act ways that help them to make good use of their experience. I think that's all from me.
Okay, please, Arsawayuni.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Sir Adi. And
So there's something wrong with your connection, yeah. Okay, okay. Anjan Yuando.
Okay, good morning, sir and everyone. From the class, I hope that everything we learn from the beginning until now can useful for we future, and I hope we is always remember the material we learned. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Dewi Winarni.
Yes, sir. From today's class, I got new like about process of performance and how people learn. In how people learn, we learn about managing performance. We learned about 12 golden rules. First, be prepared, work to clear structure, create the right atmosphere, provide good feedback, use time productively, use praise, let individuals do most of talking, invite self-assessment, discuss performance, not personality, encourage analysis of performance, and don't deliver unexpected criticism, agree measurable objective, and the last of plan motivation. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ivani.
Irfani, sir.
Yes.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So I would say first, thank you so much for those who are presenting today. So today I learned about the performance management process. It's really important to us to know about the performance management process because in the end, we learn about how we maintain our performance in like in employee or while in our daily life, and it's really important to us to know how to manage our performance and know the process of that. And then yes, for the second presenter that I learned about the in learning that people have their own ways to learn something, and whether it's just a curiosity or necessity. And for me personally, the best way for learning is through the experience, and it's really important that having a lot of experience because usually people more gaining the knowledge or information, either it's a soft skill or hard skill, it's from the experience like that, sir. Thank you.
Okay, hello again, everyone. From today's discussions, actually, I got so many insight and so many knowledge. Namely, I got to know what the define, what the rules, what the types, and what the objective, or so on. And from our subject advanced HRM, I hope we all can get new knowledge and new insight about this subject, and we, especially us in HR department, I hope we can this knowledge can be useful in our future in a workplace, or we can implement it in our daily life. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Tiffany, please.
Okay, so today is our last day on this class, and we sure did learn so many things throughout this one semester, and we got to learn many knowledge about HRM, and hopefully soon when we enter the company as an employee, we can implement all these theories, knowledge we learned from this class. Thank you.
Okay. Wahyu Andika, please.
Okay, thank you for Saradi and presenter. Today I learned about learning and performance management. What I learned about learning is there is a learning process and then the theories and the style. And then about performance management, it's a ongoing cycle, but we need to conscience about that to review what our people do. Thank you, sir.
Oke, Muhammad Raji Suara.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, and thank you for the presenter. Today I learned about how people learn and process performance management, and I got new knowledge about the material, and I hope we can do in daily life. Thank you, sir.
Oke, Asyara Datul Alfia.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the presenter today, Adelia and Arsa, about how people learn and the process of performance management. I think is everyone learn from the self and learn from other people, and this related to how to be a good the process of management. Thank you, sir.
Revilia Teresa.
Okay, so thank you for the presenter today, and today is going to be the last meeting for Advanced Human Resource Management. Hopefully, the knowledge and the insight that we get from this class from the beginning until now can be useful when we enter work society later, whether we are going to be employees or we are going to be HR manager, and hope we can also implement this knowledge into our daily life. Thank you.
Okay, Tata. Tata, please. Okay, Putih Hermania.
So first of all, I would like to say thank you to the presenter today, Answer Adi, and I hope we can get better in the next section. And I learned a lot of things about the performance management and the important to learning something that we don't know before. So thank you.
Okay. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. See you later next time, yeah. So maybe in the next semester we still have time to meet you again. So I hope you can be successful in your test. See you later next time. Okay, goodbye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.